Returning. They're on Zoom. The applicant proposed a non-illuminated wall sign, hanging sign with printing on both sides. The board questioned the design font, spacing and visibility. The board suggested adding a border and simplifying the font to be more legible.
Which was the old one?
You sure?
I wasn't.
Oh,
No.
okay.
And Ann thought this was improved.
Yeah.
This was the original sign that was proposed.
Oh, there's all.
Sorry,
Can't
you
read
read
it.
Yeah, I think it's much better.
Hi,
What
Shirley.
kind of business is it?
Shirley, what kind of business is this?
Is a retail business for the homemade stuff like bracelet, earring, and a lot of things use fabric.
Fabric. Comments, I wasn't here, guys.
No, the design's improved, but do we have all the details about material and dimension?
Do we?
I don't know, I've just seen.
Do we know what kind of material this is?
Cotton or satin fabric.
Yeah.
No, I mean the size.
The sign is J-Bond.
J-Bond, what is J-Bond? Anybody know what that is?
It's
What
like
is J-Bond?
it's like a lightweight aluminum and polyethylene core.
It's like an aluminum panel, aluminum composite panel.
These are
3
just
millimeter
pictures.
thick aluminum skin and a polyethylene core.
Oh, these are just
Neighboring
See
stores.
what that means?
Yeah, it's like a roof line. It's metal on like a core.
So the material is aluminum, the sign is aluminum,
Yeah,
what
it's
you're saying?
aluminum, yeah.
And it's wrapped around the polyethylene core, so it's
Well,
J-Bond.
it comes that way. You just cut it and print on it.
Comments, anyone?
Oh, I think it's better, I think it's an improvement, yeah, the original.
Okay, comfortable approving it? Any comments? Okay, you're approved, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Got one approval out of the way already.
Next application is Mary Scott, 74 Laurelton Road. Pictures.
No,
Is Mary here?
that's not
Yep.
Mary's. This isn't Mary's.
That's not Mary's?
No.
Packard.
This one's, Mary, yep. These are pictures.
Trying to figure out how to put pictures on there, but I guess you have to.
I printed them.
Okay. So the sign in there. Okay,
That's all the pictures on it.
so there's a couple of phase one, phase two with this project, so trying to explain it. So phase one. So anyway, the house is in is it Stanley. And it was an old. It was a summer house that was added on to it. So the latest edition, yeah, might be easier to show us, okay, so. here's the house. And in the 1970s, there was an addition done that wraps around it that is one story. So it was originally a cottage. They added this one story addition going around. Right, so with a horrible flat roof. So the clients divided it into two projects, one working on the right side. So there was this one little dormer. So the first project was to expand that dormer so they could get some space upstairs, so they could hopefully live through phase two, which is when they want to put a second floor over this flat roof, which if you look at the site plan,
The first phase was just to extend it up to here.
yeah,
Up
here to
up
here, up to here,
the existing roof,
yeah,
basically over the existing roof.
and to the end here.
And then this, like the chimney.
Right, so then, so you can see,
You want that?
so right now, the house is this whole first floor. This whole area is flat roof. It's kind of big. So the project was to put a second floor, so the first floor basically stays the same footprint. The second floor, instead of being, this bedroom here, 2 bedrooms downstairs, taking over this flat roof, and then making all the bedrooms upstairs. Well, actually, 1 bedroom downstairs, 3 bedrooms up here, and making this a family room. with a
It's
laundry.
all in one phase, basically.
This was the first phase. This is the second phase. So this is done, So the- which is why we have this funky siding and stuff on this addition, because the second phase is gonna be changing all the windows and the siding. So they did,
The
This
front
dormer?
elevation is with this, yes? So that is.
right, so this is basically all stayed the same.
So is this the picture of it today? Is this the first phase and it's built?
No, the first phase is in back of this.
Oh, so there.
So the first phase
Is this.
was that. So, okay, so that's the existing,
Okay, but what was phase one? You put this
moving
dormer-
that dormer over.
But
So this was
so-
before phase one. This was
Correct.
phase,
Oh,
it
so where's the,
existed.
where's the?
Zero.
Okay, so here's
So
phase
what does it look
one,
like today?
here's
Yeah.
phase one
Original.
with the
Oh.
dormer,
Okay.
but they didn't bother, so they did the black windows, which they wanna do in the whole house. But they didn't wanna do the cedar siding to match, because they're gonna do hardy blank on the whole house.
So what is
So-
it, what is it, stucco?
So this is actually how it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is how it looks now, so
Yeah.
no, it's like
You didn't do that.
texture 111 or something like, it's like a,
You didn't do that.
I didn't specify that siding. The fact is, we knew we were going to hardy plank, and so they wanted to put something on temporarily until we could do phase two. Because they didn't wanna do a little bit of hardy plank.
Well, what's the pitch of this roof? Is that very
Uh,
flat?
where's it for? Oh, that's what you have.
So is it the same pitch as this dormer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Yes.
I was all confused by it.
Yeah, no, and that's why I came here.
Okay.
Let me see over there. Go
Uh,
on the next floor as well.
Original,
And
those
then it's
neighbors.
all neighbors, okay. So I think I had a side one on the.
So we did have that side first.
Uh,
The out.
Yeah, so, it looks pretty funky right now. But phase two is to redo this whole piece.
Everywhere that's 1 story, make it 2 stories basically.
Yeah, except, so from the front, this, yeah, well,
Oh, I see, this is what we're talking about?
yes,
So you're here for phase two.
I'm here for phase two. Phase one's done, we gotta
Yeah,
see
that's
them.
the phase one. Okay.
So phase two, we have the second floor over here. We changed the siding, we changed all the windows. So then it makes a little more sense. Same thing here, inside in the
Can you
windows,
clean up this elevation with just trim board and stuff?
trim board, siding, you know, so all the siding gets pulled off. And it's gonna be hardy plank, it's gonna be trim board and
So it's gonna look more like a gable with that sort of a dormer on it.
yes, you're right, we're missing
Yeah.
that piece.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was they kept it minimal until we started doing this because they wanted to do it on when we did the
Yeah.
siding. Yeah, no, I agree, it looks awkward.
On the picture, it looks flatter than on the drawing, no? I mean, but it can be,
I mean, it's supposed to be the same pitch.
So in this one, you're gonna make the gable more prominent than the dormer?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is, you know, do the
You have
1
the
foot
deeper rake,
overhang,
deeper rake on that.
you know, and carry it down and then carry it down the front.
Right, because that looks so awkward the way it
Yes.
is now.
No, I agree.
Okay.
And then you know, from the back, we'll have the second floor. And then-
It's more apparent here, you're gonna extend the gable out.
We're gonna extend the gable, the roofing will go over it,
Yeah.
and this, you know, new siding.
Yeah, you don't.
and what is the side? The side elevation?
That's,
It's,
That's.
so this will be stronger.
right,
And this matches that existing trim board that we.
Yeah, is that gonna end up in
Is that-
runs into this?
Is that runs into where?
This is the new one.
but this, can I just see that for a second? So once they do
Yeah.
the 1 foot overhang here, they'll do it here.
Right.
And that will give us, you know,
The
the,
weight.
right,
And the roofs will all be,
Like this
That
one,
connects to this one.
looking here.
yeah, so it's really on here.
So this is the dormer, and it just matches the even, the rear addition.
I mean, I agree, it looks awkward here, it will all come together.
Okay, no, I think it does.
comments, anyone?
No, yeah. Fine.
Okay, you're good. When was that done? When was phase one done? I'm sure you-
When was it done? It was finished like a month ago?
Oh, just,
Yeah,
now, as soon as it's done, oh, because they want to relocate.
yeah, so they wanted to use the one side while they, had the other, had a couple of kids at school.
Yeah, enough fun.
Thank you.
Yep, that's the last one again. That's not-
Next one is 135.
Okay, I thought this was, okay, never mind. Can you explain that?
Richard Heim, the architect. Would you like me to kind of walk through the project?
Yes, that would be great.
So basically, existing home, we're just putting an addition over this flat roof on the sun porch. It's virtually no change to the building, other than a dormer on the third level, just to let some light into a stairwell, and a little extension to this rear end portico.
What do you mean the third level?
There's an attic, you're just gonna put a dormer.
On the, can you show?
Yes, on the elevation here. This dormer here is proposed.
So this is where, so that was,
Yeah.
that's front elevation.
Yes, this is the addition from here to here.
So you're gonna make it habitable?
We're building a second floor over the sun porch.
No, but the third floor.
Oh, no, it's just gonna be a light well.
Okay.
That's just gonna create light, there's a main stair right there, it's rather dark. So that's just a light hole in the ceiling. Just a, it's sort of triangular facade. This is the addition. And this little portion here is an addition above this back portico, which is.
I'm saying back, but this, it says front elevation.
Okay.
Is
This
that,
faces the street, so it's technically the front.
but
It's a flag lot, so
technically, okay, so this is really the front.
this is where she walks in. It's sort of, it's a flag lot. It's invisible to anybody.
And your second floor overhangs the first floor by 7 feet.
There is actually
On the side,
on the
this is.
columns, we've located actually 3 columns to support the overhanging element and the end elevation.
So here the front elevation would be what,
Is there appropriate?
what's the front?
So on the, again, because of the flag lot, this is on my drawings, the rear elevation,
Okay,
because of the flag lot. This is the front elevation that faces the street.
okay.
So the addition
this
is on the side. And the side elevation looks like this. There are actually 3 columns. And I apologize, there was an error in the printing. The column did not get printed on this elevation, so I apologize. I did sketch it in. I'm turning around backwards. It appeared on the print on this elevation. It did not appear in the print on this elevation.
So what is all this hatching or this is, this one?
This is existing. This is proposed. This is existing.
This one? Looks like
This is
section.
where the gambrel of the existing meets the gambrel of the new. The gambrel of the existing is right here.
Do you have a roof plan by chance?
I did not provide a roof plan. That might help. That's explaining.
Do you have a right side elevation?
I do not, there are no changes.
Well, there are, because your base is sticking out up on the second floor.
Okay, we did not create that.
Any reason why you're not enlarging the first floor to match the second floor?
It's for a person who lives alone, it's her desire just to have a simple expansion just on the second floor to minimize disruption to the site.
You're gonna have to tear the roof off of the
That's
old
correct, yes,
first floor anyway.
of the porch.
It's a screen porch or a converted screen?
It's a converted screen.
So there's not much structure there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to basically build it, you don't even know what that foundation is.
Well, yes,
So it doesn't have a basement foundation, so
it does actually have a.
That has a
partial
basement?
Yeah.
partial, no, under the screen porch. So you're gonna have to redo the foundation anyway. I mean, I just find it's a very bizarre, you know, a gambrel has a certain form and a shape to it. And I don't think I've seen anything where it overhangs the first floor like that. I'm finding you have a lot of bump outs on it too, which I think really minimizes what was the existing fabric, was the existing gambrel is kind of completely lost in all of this.
Well,
You know, I would love to see a roof plan, but, you know, I think you have, so you have the gambrel reading here, but then all of a sudden this is no longer gambrel.
Well, no, that's not true. The gambrel goes all the way to here.
No, this is the gambrel too, right? That's the gambrel.
And our
But you don't have-
gambrel is nesting inside the existing gambrel. It drops by 12 inches, as you can see in this end elevation. Our new gambrel nests,
This is the gambrel?
it's hard because I'm far away.
Yeah, I know.
This is the proposed gambrel, yep, and this is the existing gambrel. So these lines are the proposed addition. This is the end elevation of the facade of the gambrel at the end, and then this is a bay.
Of the new end.
Yeah.
So how come I'm not seeing this hatched as a gambrel as roof?
That's because that's a shed dormer with, if you look in the plan, there's headroom in that direction.
But so they're really, I mean, so you're saying this is just trim board?
That's correct.
So it's not really a gambrel roof, it's just trim board to look like a gambrel. So you're completely missing the language over here with this gambrel. And I know how these are built. That facade is actually sitting on this facade, and this is cut into it. So it's really almost a two-story with a gable. And it's just like, even looking at this elevation, it's very complex. And I don't think to a good end. I think it's complex, and it's gonna look unresolved. You've got bump outs over the first floor that's new. You're kind of not maintaining the gambrel look. You've got another bump out coming here, creating a weird roof thing. This is why I always tell everybody to make a roof plan. I think you always have to resolve your roofs first. You've got this weird bump out. You don't have the gambrel expression over here. And then, of course, you've got the whole second floor kind of sitting over a smaller sunroom, which we both know it's gonna get destroyed in the construction. You're gonna have to start from scratch. You can't build up on that. And then also, it looks like you have a bump out jumping out at the end there.
That's good. Yeah, if you look in plan, telescopes for the,
So I think it's kind of missing the essence of what the existing house was. I know it's hard to add to it. It's kind of its own shape, but you just added, 7 different shapes to it.
I believe you have the plan there. Well, the idea was to really, again, optimize and maximize the second floor square footage, nest the gambrel, and have literally 4 spot footings to support the overhanging volume. And basically, as you noted, leapfrog over the existing sun porch with minimal disruptions. That's the program, that's what my client wants me to do. Would it have been nicer to, build out and create the volume and be truthful to the ground floor? I don't disagree, but we're trying to minimize any disruption to the site.
Yeah, but we know that whole first floor is going to be destroyed. You're going to start from scratch there. I think if it's for a single person, all those bump outs maybe could happen programmatically within the old second floor.
Well, we tried that, they can't. I mean, it's a tiny, tiny house with 3, like 1 bedroom is like 7 feet by 8 feet. They're just tiny.
It's probably a 1, 2, 3 bedroom now, right?
Correct.
On the second floor.
Yeah. So we're annexing one of the bedrooms to becoming part of this master suite.
Right.
Because there's just not enough functional square footage for.
But it's a charming classic house
Oh, I agree.
design now, and the final product that's presenting it is not keeping the character with that at all.
Yeah,
And actually, you're losing the original character, huh?
Well, I felt that by nesting
look
the
top heavy.
gambrel.
That was my first thought, it was gonna look top heavy. I mean, the top is overbuilt completely.
Well, these
It's
upper
gonna engulf
bays
the bottom.
change the whole character.
Yeah.
And again, you're not following the gambrel roof here.
Well, I originally had a gambrel, telescopic bay at the end for the tub. My client did not like a gambrel bay, but I think that would have continued the charm of the house. It's sort of telescoping A, B, C.
Yeah, it's hard to add on to a gambrel
Yeah.
form. But I think, again, I think you've lost the charm of the original house and you haven't enhanced it. You've actually made it more confusing. you've made it confusing, not more confusing. And also that dormer on top, just to get light into the stairwell, I think is odd too. It seems like it should be another story, but it's not.
Comments down there?
No, I have to.
I mean, are you constrained by side lot lines?
No,
Not
it's just really, she loves the sun porch the way it is, and she wants to just not touch it. That's basically the major constraint. And the site is just lush and landscaped, and
Yeah.
we felt that we could just, provide 4 spot footings and have minimal disruption to the site.
We don't wanna tell her what to do with the first floor, but I think we are gonna ask you to take another look at this and see if you can expand it in the programming ways that she wants, but keep the essence of the house, keep the character of the house.
So you think the basic thought is that if the first floor was to kind of grow in volume in proportion to the second floor, they look like they're
Well,
speaking
it's
to
one
each
way
other.
to do it, but I think also relook at some, for me at least, to look at the bays, which are different forms than the shape of the gambrel.
So the gambrel bay.
And even the
It
tub,
reads
I mean,
very
I think,
chaotic, actually. It reads very busy and chaotic. There's not much of order.
well, the tub sticking out in the gambrel pool would be
Yeah,
quite charming.
exactly. I think that's the word, it's chaotic.
Chaotic, yeah.
And I've seen gambrels where there are intersections of 2 gambrels, and that actually works well, unless you have some side lot or setback issues, and you don't have any setback issues here.
Yeah, that might help on the front elevation, which is the extension for the mid.
Right, I think that would help.
Yeah.
So it's clear, you have gambrel, and then that's it.
Yeah, I think if I was to, the trick is to, again, on the rear, which is her garden front, that's her actual functional front door. This is where she sits in the garden, this gets south and western sun. If I was to simply nest the gambrel, as I did here, and have this bay, again, she wanted shed roofs, which are not exactly consistent, but my original sketch was a gambrel bay, which would then have been the character, the
Yeah,
vocabulary.
but I'm just saying, just to clean everything up and give you the volume you need to put your program in there is make the gambrel go this way, as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Again, I think what you've done here is you've worked out the 2D plan for the client and it looks great. And then you kind of made the outside work with that, and I don't think it does.
Mhm.
I think both have to work in concert, and it's not easy.
Yeah, it's
I know
not,
it's
it's,
not.
it's just like you said, it's a small house to begin with, and the
Yeah, I'm also-
program square footage on the second floor is just too much.
Yeah, try not to
It's
overwhelm.
absolutely too
Even
much.
even the bay for the stairs, did you look at an eyebrow or something more subtle that would still get the light in without putting this big?
I originally thought of it sort of as a lantern, kind of a cupola.
Well, that might work.
That's one other possibility. But I'm trying, my program doesn't permit me to extend the bay towards the southwest, which is this way, her garden. But I could extend it, this is where things get very busy.
Okay.
So if I was to center the bay here and have a gambrel that nested properly into this gambrel laterally, then I could extend some footage this way. Talk to me if you would, please. My client is very much against bringing any foundation or structure through the garden. She wants me to minimize any, so I'm looking at basically like a column structure that would support my second floor, ostensibly new gambrel, gable extension. How would the committee feel about that resting on columns and not on an extension of the
I
sun
mean,
porch?
we both know construction site to bring material up, to take materials down and do it, the whole yard gets trampled. It gets very difficult to build around a garden.
Yeah, if you're doing a bathroom remodel, maybe, but this type of construction, there's no way you can save the yard and everything. I mean, you're gonna have to replant the stuff.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to dig it up and store it and replant it after you're done. I mean, from the construction
So-
sites I've been on.
Oh, yeah.
And the contractors will walk all over the flowers.
So the big, my comments are, the macro level is it's way, and to use Claudia's word, it's just a chaotic addition, completely chaotic.
Yeah, there's no
And I think you
relation.
need to clean things up and you need to minimize the complexity of the forms and make it work. I mean, by even adding on to the existing house, you've made it even more complex, or complicated, not complex, complicated. So I think the entire massing needs to be looked at again, and I think you have to look at my suggestion is find a layout that works with the new massing on the exterior and make them work together.
Complex.
Meeting again in 2 weeks?
Our next meeting is December 4th. If you'd like to make that meeting, I need everything by November 27th.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And then the 18th. And then what was it?
It's like we're examples of. It's not right.
12 Skywood.
Hi.
Philip Apollo, architect for John Nisman.
You don't mind?
I'm the homeowner, yeah.
Yeah, the homeowner. So we are converting an existing screened-in porch into a sunroom, into a conditioned space. So there are some photos of what the sunroom looks like now. It's actually quite hidden away. It's overgrown. In the rear photos, you sort of get the idea. Simple design. And we are keeping the existing roof line, keeping the existing roof structure, and basically adding windows and a new insulated sill. There's a little bit of a step down into that sunroom. So the window sill is a little lower than the adjacent sills in the house. But we have found a room that works well. So all the windows basically would be the same. Keeping the amount of mullions and divisions to a minimum. So I think the best either front, rear, or the elevation of the last page. This would basically be the language. There would be an LVL beam across. There currently is already beams, headers that would take the load, but we would replace them and just keep a pretty uniform language all across. Some of these would be operable. The windows would come separate but be a factory combined unit. We're basically trying to just channel sort of a classic sunroom of maximizing windows. We would add a window up high as well, a little round window. I think that would add some nice light to it.
But it's the same siding as the rest of the house?
The siding would be the same as the rest of the house. It's a pretty thick wood clapboard. There's very little actually siding. It's just a little section down here and down here. Yes, this one would actually be maybe able to maintain the existing one.
What material is below the windows?
It will be the same siding.
Really?
It will be to match existing.
It's nice. It's
Good.
very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
One's gonna have open
Very nice
to
addition.
the inside.
It'll be open on the inside and a nice
We used it a lot as a sunroom, but the screens fell apart and we love the room, so we wanna use it again.
It's a great improvement.
Yeah.
It's very nice,
Good project.
very nice.
Very
Simple.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Alright.
Change.
Thanks very much.
He's not even on the list.
So it's 13 Algonquin?
Dude, that, no, that's his name. Not doing agriculture. Right. The architect?
I'm the builder.
He's the builder.
What's your name?
We'll tag team.
So, yeah,
What's your name?
I'm Dave Duchesne, Great Eastern Remodeling,
How do you say that?
DUCHENE,
DUCH?
ENE. The existing garage is a very small garage in today's standards. So we're just trying to replace that with a normal sized garage for today and then harvest the space above for their growing family needs.
Bigger footprint, all right? Expanding footprint.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Do you want to show us the pictures and because they're not labeled, so.
I'm sorry?
Can you just show us the existing house?
Yeah, I'll show you.
So we're netting about 600 square feet more than the existing footprint that's there. You just got a variance. There's actually legally non-conforming, but we're actually pulling it back and we're still over the setback.
That's the back.
That's the back, unfortunately. There was a 2002 edition that raised the back of that cape up and
So do you want to show us what you're doing and just walk us through the drawing?
so on the first floor, so on the first floor, this was the existing mudroom and a small garage. We're making a more family-oriented mudroom now for today's needs. We have a bathroom and a laundry room on this floor. Then we have a two-car garage. Currently, the driveway wraps around. You have to basically do a U-turn to get into it.
Mhm.
And then above it, we tried to minimize the roof lines by basically dormering out and living within the roof line itself. So we have an office for Haley Hattendorf, the owner, and then an office for Spencer Hattendorf, the other owner, who needs a little more space for his occupation. We have a main gable running front to back of the house, and then a reverse gable to give us some extra space that kind of ties into, it was difficult to tie into this roof line here because it's so flat.
Do you have a roof plan?
I do not have a roof plan here, but I dotted the two line, the roof lines there. So this is the addition, this is the existing. We can change the siding so it doesn't look so long to be board and back. And we're stepping back above the mudroom slightly so that it doesn't look so tall in elevation.
Yeah, notice that, I like that.
So we get a good
I like
shadow.
I like how you're trying to replicate
roof
this
coming
kind
off
of,
of
this
space.
form, this original form.
Yes,
I like how you try to kind of replicate that as
And-
well, and
we try to clean up the dormer on that big dormer had to stay, but we added 2 dormers on the right side of that because it looks a little off balance with that one on the left side and the big one and then the one on the right side. That's got, Dave will tell us.
And a new entry point.
Yes,
There's evil this way.
Yeah.
This way.
and then a dormer.
And a dormer, but where's that doesn't show?
It's dotted in there, it's hard to see. I put the heights on there, I could show you. These dormers. So that room basically has valleys and it slopes down, so we have the useful space in the center. It'll be all as vaulted as we possibly can. This will make this house comparable to the other, the massing of the other houses in the neighborhood, but this road has an old section and a new section, and the new section has much larger, like 5,000 or 6,000 square foot homes. This other section has more old homes. This is from the 1940s, this original. It was the same owner since the Hattendorfs purchased it.
Fascias and.
We're gonna give it a facelift. So I might have missed it, what, you're doing board and batten here, and what's over here? That's a very large clapboard at this point. Okay.
Which one, where?
This is existing house, is 5 residences. Currently, there's a single dormer here. Okay. And to balance it out, because this side's a little one and that side, we made it 2 instead. And this roof? That is, it's a little bit smaller? It is, it's set back. Okay. And then we're into that front portico, just to take the curse off that dormer. Okay. And this looks very blank, there's nothing you can do to put windows on that?
There's a window height, yeah.
Yeah, I know, there's a window and there's a door. We have contemplated windows in the garage, but if you look at the plan, the slope of that roof, you might be able to get something small there, but on the side, you can get one there, yes. But here, it slopes down, so we had some troubles there. We might be able to get a small, like eave window, like you've seen an old, like a cape style, but it wouldn't be fixed, so that there's safety issues, yeah. So the 1-story porch roof doesn't extend past the facade? It does, ever so slightly. Okay, but it doesn't do it in your plan. So it should come out to here. Yes. Yeah. It should go on the facade elevation. Yeah, I see, yeah, there.
Comment? Yeah, would be nice to have some windows there.
Okay. I mean, he can only have one in the garage.
Only here again.
No, the
There.
yeah, the roof is too low on the second floor.
Right
So we
here.
can put one here.
We could certainly try to put a low one, we could certainly get one there, on the ground level.
Where is that in the garage?
Yeah, if you draw it in now on the drawing, you can get an approval.
Sure.
And you can-
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, do it in there.
For size, I'll try and let you know that we're using it. I think these are 305, but I would just match this, just put that on. Keep your initials on it. That's me too.
Yeah, the other side. Good. Page A1 was a comment.
then change the elevation.
Absolutely.
That was nice. Yep. Yeah. It's really nice. Appreciate your time, modern garage. Huh?